Guerrilla Games calls PlayStation 4 Pro an incredible console and talks about bringing Horizon Zero Dawn to the system. Stay tuned for more. Hey, what's up everyone? I'm Mats and you're watching the Mats Gaming News channel. You can follow me on Twitter and Facebook, so check the links in the description of this video below. And also don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell button to stay up to date with the latest news. Gamers recognize Guerrilla Games for its visual expertise. Their work on the Killzone series set new benchmarks in the gaming visuals for their time. The studio is about to launch its next game in the form of Horizon Zero Dawn. With this new open-world RPG, Guerrilla is looking to blow the minds of gamers with their visuals once more. Horizon Zero Dawn is a new IP for Sony, and the game seems to have a ton of momentum heading into its February 28th launch. The game has the look and gameplay of a major hit title, and Sony and other gamers have obviously high expectations. As you may know, Horizon Zero Dawn is taking advantage of the power within PlayStation 4 Pro. In fact, the studio knew of the system not too long into Horizon's development. Horizon Zero Dawn senior producer Samrat Shamra talked about working on PlayStation 4 Pro and when they began production on that version of the game. Being a Sony studio, we were made aware of what Pro was all about and what it was capable of at an early point, and then we were given the dev kit to play with and understand what we could do. It was midway through the development, so we could structure our development process around knowing we would be shipping on PlayStation 4, but also that we could be supporting the Pro, Sharma said. Sony's first-party games are the ones leading the charge in taking advantage of PlayStation 4 Pro capabilities. Horizon Zero Dawn is the first PlayStation 4 exclusive that will give us a look into what PlayStation 4 Pro can do. Guerrilla is taking advantage of the system, and Shamra gave us a look into exactly how. The Pro is an incredible piece of hardware for us. We have really been able to super sample the image for normal 1080p users and get rid of all anti-aliasing artifacts for even 1080p users and 4K. For us it was really good fit when they said we could work with HDR. We have a lush, vibrant space, HDR is perfect for us, we want the colors to pop. It was a perfect fit, so everything we learned about the Pro, we thought, yeah, we need to do this and this. So we were able to really enjoy working on the Pro as opposed to being a core to support a different set of standards. And on top of that, and I'm not sure if you are already aware, that PlayStation 4 Pro is getting a day one patch, because what we've seen so far from the screenshots and the early gameplays, it's not really showing a true power of PlayStation 4 Pro yet. I mean, we do have a super sampling already, so obviously even on 1080p TVs the game looks stunning. I mean, no anti-aliasing artifacts, etc, etc. The actual graphics look super crisp and stuff, right? But Sony has officially stated and confirmed that Horizon Zero Dawn will be getting a day one patch that will actually improve the game on PlayStation 4 Pro. So here's the statement. Horizon Zero Dawn will receive a small day zero patch that will build upon PlayStation 4 Pro support, adding a performance mode which will favor smoother frame rates while delivering higher visual fidelity in the 1080p mode, Sony wrote in review documents. This mode is available for both 4K and 1080p displays. And this is very important, I mean, because look, I know that the game looks stunning even on PlayStation 4, regular PlayStation 4 already, right? I'm not denying that. But you would expect just a little bit more for PlayStation 4 Pro. And I remember when I actually tested the game out last year, there was an option, obviously that was a demo, so it was a bit different, but there was an option to actually set the resolution of some textures to a higher quality, and the difference was really great. That made a really a big difference. Now, I don't see that kind of thing in the first look in the game. And as I said, I'm not really picking on the game. As I said, on PlayStation 4 it looks stunning anyway, but I would expect just a little bit more from PlayStation 4 Pro. Now obviously the day one patch is releasing the very same day as the game officially launches, because let's face it, the gameplays and stuff we've seen so far from the review copies of the game, so these review copies do not come with this PlayStation 4 Pro patch. So once the game releases and we get the Pro patch, I really would like to see more out of the PlayStation 4 Pro with the game, really, with this game. So I'm really looking forward to see this, and the very fact that it's adding a performance, so obviously more frames per second. Now, I wouldn't really expect a 60 frames per second, but hey, please Sony and Guerrilla Game, please surprise me. 60 frames per second would be a massive thing, but I don't really want to hype anyone up too much. But it also will deliver higher visual fidelity in the 1080p mode. Now, I'm not entirely sure if they will deliver both the better performance and better higher visual fidelity at the same time, or you will actually have to choose between the performance and the graphics fidelity. I would actually like to see how that works. I mean, the best game that actually uses the PlayStation 4 Pro sort of graphical settings is the Rise of Tomb Raider, where you've got 3 modes. Obviously the native 4K mode, 1080p mode, in which you can choose between 60 frames per second mode, so better performance, even though there are still frame rate drops, or better graphical fidelity, where basically the shadows looks better, there's better texture filtering and a couple of other things. So I'm really looking forward to see what Horizon Zero Dawn will offer for PlayStation 4 Pro owners on really both 4K displays and 1080p displays as well. But it looks like no matter whether you are on 4K or 1080p display, you will be able to choose the resolution and obviously the performance or standard mode, which is very important thing, because you know, let's face it, many gamers, and I do fully support it and understand it, would actually choose better performance, more frames per second, than a higher resolution. So it's actually good to see that this option is enabled even on 4K TVs, because most of the games actually detects what sort of TV you have the console connected to, and they don't give you an option to actually scale the game down to like a 1080p mode, right? Which would favor the better performance. Basically, you have either 1080p or 4K and no other options. You know, maybe I'm just talking too much about it, to be honest with you, and you know, I do play a little bit on PC, and I actually like the graphical settings and stuff. I like to decide what sort of you know, graphical settings I want to set, and you know, if I have a game that, you know, prefers the frame rate, I can just drop the resolution a little bit, disable a couple of graphical settings, and I've got the performance I want, right? Or other way around, if I have a game that is walking simulator or something that do not really requires you a 60 frames per second, you know, but the graphics look stunning, so then I can crank up the resolution and all the graphical settings without compromising the performance too much, because running this game in 30 frames per second is more than enough. So I like that kind of options, and I really would like to see that on the consoles at some point in the future, but we'll see how that goes. And I think that wraps up this video, really. So thank you very much for tuning in and obviously sharing all my videos with others. I really do appreciate that. Hopefully you did enjoy this video, and if you did, you know the drill. Let me know what you think about it, comment in the comment section below, hit the like button, subscribe, and you take care. Bye.